Hi, Mochismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Appreciate you guys being here. Please like, subscribe, and share, and give the video a thumbs up if you find it helpful to you or you think it would be helpful to someone else. Really would appreciate it. I was going to talk about something else pertaining to what we're dealing with here called narcissistic personality disorder, but I decided that I would discuss something that has been happening in this area of upstate New York. We've had a lot of stories that have been very, very interesting, to say the least. But most people, when these stories happen, they are, I don't want to say sensationalized, but they are engaging for a short period of time. For a lot of people, but most people tend to just let it die and it goes away. Myself, I'm very in tune with some of this stuff, especially you and I who are awakened from narcissistic personality abuse. We see something that is happening in our world that we won't put band-aids on. We won't substitute words like toxic, crazy, psychotic, although those words do have a strong connotation to what narcissistic personality or narcissists are, but they only scratch the surface. If most people really could wrap their head around it and lock in and latch in to what it really means about these people, we would have a different world that we're living in. People would be more vigilant. They would be less susceptible to allowing people to get in next to them and manipulate and ultimately destroy their lives. But that's neither here nor there. But this story is in regards to an individual female. Her name is Kaitlyn Conley. And this is, it should have been almost as big as the Marcy prison beating that ultimately caused Robert Brooks to lose his life. As I've said before, that prison is only about a 7-minute drive from my house. I go by there frequently when I go to the junkyard to get parts. So a lot in this Kaitlyn Conley thing, I remember when I was going through my custody, which I'm still in custody court. I just went yesterday. This is a never ending saga, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to be all right with that. And it was one situation I will remember it for the rest of my life. I was in the hallways waiting to go into the judge's chamber for some kind of proceeding. And I immediately recognized this individual, Kaitlyn Conley, and she was waiting to go in. And her family were sitting beside her, and it was just a cold silence in the hallway. And me, I was just, stoic, and this is pre-awakened. I wasn't awakened to narcissistic personality disorder because I hadn't yet met the narcissist, the one I married, of course. And so we were waiting to go in, and for some reason, this family member, the man, looked over. People were just sitting in the hallway, they looking around and glancing at each other, looking at each other. It's like trying to read one another. And I'm kind of sitting like I am now, and casually looking around. And me and this individual man met eyes, and he said something to the degree of, how are you doing? And, just trying to make cordial conversation, I guess, to ease his nerves. And I said, I'm doing well. Yourself? And when I said that, that opened the door for him to go on to say a few things such as, well, I've had better days, seen better days. And, we all want to be empathized when we're going through certain things, because his daughter is in there to, I want to believe it was his daughter. I think it was to be, we want people to empathize when someone in our family is under the scrutiny of the courts. Most of us are rooting for our family members, even though we may or may not know that they're guilty of what they're being accused of. So that support is there. And so he began to say, I've seen better days. It's been better. And so I looked at him and I basically said, this is a time for you to pray. Because whatever's happening in front of you and around you can't control your prayer. And so I said something that was a paraphrasing of what I said. And that was exactly what I embraced even now today. Because you can talk to people about certain things like narcissists or just whatever you're going through in life. Even if this person is a believer in God, they're a God-fearing person, they can empathize to a certain degree, but you yourself have to have that faith to believe in what you are believing God for and to do in that situation, whatever the case is. But the prayer is something that strengthens you going forward. I've noted that this is what it does for me. It strengthens you in a way that words from other people can't. It gives you the ability to, USA, take a breath and just exhale and allow that thing to be put in God's hands once you relinquish it. And that's what prayer does for me. So I bring this up because she was convicted of manslaughter, lesser charge. And I didn't tell you the backstory. She's accused of poisoning a doctor in which she worked for. She essentially put something in her coffee or tea and poisoned her, allegedly. And from what I read from the story, she was the secretary or the receptionist at this doctor's office. And she also was friends and I think at some point dated the doctor's son. And long story short, he broke it off or they broke it off or something to that degree. And I think she was scorned. And I believe she went on to, because the mother and the son had a good relationship. And I believe that there are some deeper things that caused this to play itself out, to which you guys kind of know where I'm going with this. I will be investigating this since she was convicted of this. And so my bigger point is yesterday on the news, it was reported, and I just saw the story today, and I just went to family court yesterday too. So this was in fact happened yesterday. It was overturned, her conviction, due to the fact a cell phone was submitted into as part of the trial, and it should have been, they said it should have been struck from being evidence or suppressed, and they extremely, I guess, didn't take that in consideration, which violated her rights. And so they overturned this conviction. So, and this murder happened 10 years ago. She was convicted maybe, 2 or 3 years ago, maybe even more. I forget, but she was in that hallway, in the waiting hallway, quiet hallway, a few years ago, as I was waiting to go in on one of many days of that trial. She was free all during trial, by the way. And so this has been overturned. But what I want you guys to do, go on Google, and I want you to Google Kaitlyn Conley. And that would probably better serve you to try to lock into why I'm posting this video, because I'm going to pay specific attention to this story more so than I did before, because I believe when this happened, I had not yet discovered narcissistic personality disorder and all of the other cluster B personalities. So this plays a whole different big part in how I see this story. And I would definitely follow this, because I think in doing this is exercise for me, both to just be aware of law, and also to see if my hunch is right. Because there are certain things that are happening right up on our nose that we, in a big way, when I say we as a world, either don't know about or don't care to know about. Like I said in the beginning of this video, we would rather just call it something that's comfortable. We would rather just call it something that suffices us. Because in calling it something that's digestible and standoffish, we don't have to take responsibility that this very disorder could very well be very close within our own circles, if not some of the behavior that some of us are exhibiting ourselves. And so, it is always good to check your own narcissism. And I just think that is a humane thing to do, almost like checking your blood pressure, or going to the doctor or for a checkup, or doing a yearly screening. This is something that is very crucial to how you both live in humanity, live in an ethical way, and maintaining your ethical consonance. Because it is easy to, get out of character. It is very easy. It is alluring. It is so, there's so many things that are so easy to draw us away from doing what is decent and in order as far as God's concerned. So this is something that's very important to note. So go and look at this story. Her name is Kaitlyn Conley, Conely, I believe. Kaitlyn Conley, and that would be Utica, New York. So go and check that out, guys, and give me comments as to what you have discovered from researching the story, and we shall research it together, and maybe we all will learn something in this, hopefully. And if we do learn something going forward, and if most of us who are engaged in this have a hunch, and we see our hunch plays itself out, this is an exercise in how we both can observe and identify said disorders going forward. And this is a very, very important thing to protecting ourselves in life and livelihood. So that being said, bless.